Yellow Army! We are the Norwich Yellow Army! We are the Norwich Yellow Army!
Hey, what is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity here, back for another video. I hope you guys are all doing fantastically well. It's been a little while since I last uploaded. I believe the last video I uploaded was a live reaction to the Daniel Farke appointment. It's been a fairly quiet week since then, really. I think it's been very much a transitional week for Norwich City. Daniel Farke would have been settling in alongside his assistant, Edmund Riemer, and just settling in, seeing how the club works. I know they've done their research before, but you still kind of need that week just to settle in. Probably looking at the players. A lot of players have gone out on international duty, so the likes of Tim Close with Switzerland. You've got the Scottish lads, you've got Jacob Murphy with the England under-21s, under-23s. So it's going to be a fairly skeleton squad down at Colney. So as well as that, I would have thought Farke will be looking at transfer targets. I think the Marley Watkins deal is pretty much done, just waiting on the announcement of that. In terms of Daniel Farke, I want to show you guys this t-shirt. Now, it's not made by me. I'm not making any money out of this. I'm just helping out a fellow fan website, which is Along Come Norwich. We've worked alongside a couple of times before. I really like Along Come Norwich. Great guys behind it. So check this t-shirt out. It's a really cool design. It's Daniel Farke with a pint of beer. That looks bigger than a pint, actually. Might be 2 pints. Daniel Farke could probably down it in 1. It says Daniel Farke's Green Yellow Army. And yeah, really, really nice t-shirt on a grey little design. The money goes towards them and basically helps them keep the website running. They've gone down a similar route to me in terms of just selling merchandise, so you guys get something out of it, and it also helps them with the running costs and paying writers and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Go and check that out. I'm not making any money out of it. If you do buy one, maybe tell them that I sent you over there. But let's get into today's news and the last couple of days worth of news, really. We're going to be starting with Ryan Bennett. Now, I know we've released him, but it looks like he's going to be going off to Wolverhampton Wanderers. It was originally reported by BBC Radio Norfolk that it was either going to be Wolves or Sheffield United. It looks like he's turned Sheffield United down. He's going to be going to Wolves. I think Ryan Bennett on his day, alongside other good defenders, could certainly compete at Championship level. I'm glad we let him go. It would have been stale if we would have given him another contract. But for someone like Wolves, they need to bring in some more English players, and they need to just get a core of players there, because it's been terrible in terms of the recruitment. They've just sacked Paul Lambert, so they need players like Ryan Bennett who could hopefully create something decent with them. So I wish Ryan Bennett all the best of luck. He went to my high school at the end of the day. I've got to back the lad. So good luck to Ryan Bennett over at Wolves if he does go. The next story is written by me on the BBC. As you guys know, I work for BBC Radio Norfolk sometimes. Was on the early sports bulletins yesterday, and I had to, or one of the tasks I was on was Edmund Riemer. Now, this interview was conducted by Chris Gorham. I was basically cutting it up and everything. But Edmund Riemer is our new assistant head coach. He came over with Daniel Farke. He was his assistant at Borussia Dortmund 2. He also played under Farke at SV Lippstadt. So Riemer has played as Farke as his manager, which is a really interesting concept. So Riemer was a centre-back by trade. He was a good centre-back by trade, which is, first of all, good because he can see things from a defender's point of view. And as you guys know, we need a lot of help when it comes to our defence. And Riemer basically said that we want to be good in possession, we want to be good going forwards, but that isn't going to be possible if we aren't good at the back. Of course, Borussia Dortmund 2, led by Riemer and Farke, had one of the best defences in the German 4th tier where they played. I think they conceded just something like 24 goals in 39 games, an unbelievable record. So if they can bring that here, bring a bit of defensive solidity, maybe even bring some players over from Germany, then that's going to be positive. And it's good to see, not that it's exactly hard to see, but that Farke and Riemer know that although we like to go forwards and we like to press, we need to be good at the back as well, because you're not going to survive in the Championship, and you're certainly not going to go up if you have a leaky defence. Let's move on now to an interview from Alex Neil. This is on the Daily Record. I think it's one of Scotland's biggest newspapers, basically saying that Alex Neil's honesty cost him the job at Norwich City. Now, I'm very conscious that I don't want to look back too much at all of the Alex Neil and that kind of tenure, because it was dismal, wasn't it? But it's a very interesting interview. I'm going to link it down in the comment in the description below. But he basically said that his honesty was too much. He was too honest with the fans. He told people too much about what was going on behind the scenes. At the end of the day, there was probably 2 reasons why Alex Neil was sacked. he was too stubborn and he didn't have enough experience at this level. It's as simple as that. It wasn't honesty. If he was winning games, he could have been as honest as he liked and he wouldn't have been sacked. He wasn't good enough at this level at the moment and he didn't have enough experience. That's the reason why Alex Neil was sacked. So maybe he needs to be a bit more honest with himself if he wants to progress as a manager, because he can't be blaming his honesty. Next up then, Graham Dorrans. I suppose this is the big story really. I'm not really too sure why I didn't start with this. Graham Dorrans looks like he might be going to Rangers. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, it's just another transfer rumour, but it's picked up and it's picked up over the last sort of 3-4 days, and now it looks pretty certain that Graham Dorrans might be going to Rangers. And obviously, I'm a massive Dorrans fan. I think he's a brilliant player. I think we always look better with Graham Dorrans in the team. So I thought fans are going to be disappointed with this. On the actual fact, a lot of people aren't too fussed. And I can understand that point of view because Farke obviously is going to have his way of playing. He likes to play a 4-1-4-1. It's going to be very tough to accommodate too many midfielders in that kind of role, especially Graham Dorrans. So, look, I would be disappointed if Dorrans went. I think he's a good player. I think he brings value. I think he does care about the club. He gives his all for the club. And I think he's a good man to have around the dressing room, that kind of experience. He's played in the Premier League for a long while. And he's played in the Championship as well. So it would be disappointing. I think it would be a good move for Dorrans, though, to go up to Rangers. He'd be playing week in, week out, SPL football. Probably be loved by the Rangers fans. So it'd be a good move for him. And I guess if he's not guaranteed game time here week in, week out, then you can see why. If we could pick up a couple of million for him, then I guess it all helps, doesn't it? Every little helps, in the words of Tesco's. A bit of news that has basically already been confirmed, it's been officially announced by the club today, is that Chris Badland and Kieran Scott have been appointed by the football club as the people recruitment, basically. I talked about this about 4 weeks ago. I think that was when Nick Masheter said it was happening, but it's been announced by the club today. So Chris Badland and Kieran Scott come in from Wolves. Badland is joining as head of European scouting, and Kieran Scott will be the head of domestic scouting. So, yeah, nice. And finally, let's end then with Tony Andreu. Yes, Tony Andreu wants to sort out his Norwich City future. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He had a decent season at Dundee, actually. Dundee United, I want to say. I don't want to get this wrong. Was it Dundee United? It was Dundee United. Scored 19 goals in 42 games. That's a decent little record. They did, however, get relegated from the SPL. They lost to Hamilton 1-0. Of course, where Remy Matthews was on loan this season. So a good clean sheet for him in the, I think it was a playoff to get relegated out of the SPL. So fair play to Andreu. He's gone out on loan, scored a lot of goals in the SPL where he's been very good. You know, was very good where Hamilton was their best player when he came with Alex Neil to Norwich. But is there a future for Tony Andreu at Norwich City? The simple answer is no. I still believe that Andreu was brought simply to kind of pay off Alex Neil. But no, Andreu doesn't have a future at Norwich City. I think a lot of fans got excited when he had that amazing pre-season last year, was it? When he scored something like 10 goals in pre-season, including like 4 against Hitchin Town or something. So, yeah, Andreu simply isn't good enough. He's not going to get ahead of Houlihan, Maddison, even Naismith if he stays. Players like that, Pritchard. So, no, don't even ask me about that one. And I guess that is all of the news today. So, lots and lots going on. And I think the next couple of weeks, the next month is going to be packed with transfer rumours. I would have thought that Farke has already sent out the players he wants, and Stuart Webber's kind of working on them things already. So it's going to be busy. I think we're heading in the right direction, though. I think we've got the foundations built, and I feel that that's the first time I felt like that for quite a long while, which is good. So leave me a like, leave me a comment. Let's get this video roaring, and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Also, go and check out the t-shirt that Long Come Norwich are selling. Links in the description. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out.